Before starting this course on career counseling, it is extremely important to understand why you should take your career choice seriously. In this video, we will help you understand the importance of making the right career choice for yourself. So, why is your career choice so important? It is important because it determines a lot of things in your life, including number 1, quality of life. Your career choice plays a huge role in deciding where you live, how flexible your life is, and the kinds of things you are able to do in your free time. Number 2, identity. Ask any elder person about their career and they will tell you about it as a part of their identity. They'll say something like, I am a journalist, instead of, I report news. Notice how everybody asks you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And not, what do you want to do when you grow up? This shows that your career choice shapes your identity. Number 3, impact. Every human life touches thousands of other lives in so many different ways. If you select any 60-year-old person who is about to retire, take a time machine, find him as an infant, throw that infant into trash, and then come back to the present day, you'll find that a countless number of things around you have changed. So whatever career you choose, the world will be affected by it. Anything that determines your quality of life, your identity, and the impact that you make should be taken very seriously. And that includes your career choice also. So we hope that this short video could help you understand the importance of making the right career choice. Having done that, we will now move forward to start our career counseling course. We are pretty excited and we hope you are too. So, let's begin. See you.
Yes, we're live.
Good evening, everyone. सबको स्वागत है. Welcome to day 98 of Probano's live podcast. That's 98, 98. So you are getting that closer to the end. And of course, it was a beautiful thing. लेकिन आज के लिए, firstly, I want to welcome all the audience members. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. And of course, Mr. Sen and Aditya and Vinayak running the stream. Welcome to you three as well. और हमारे जो आज के guest है, of course, she's been here with us before, Miss Sanjana Kaushik. Welcome back. And guys, if you want to watch her podcast, do tune in and go back to episode 32 and do watch that episode. So Sanjana, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back to our podcast. Welcome.
Thank you.
Great. So guys, आज जो हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं, it could seem like ये स्टूडेंट्स के लिए कैसा स्पेसिफिक है, like this seems like a professional topic और career guidance के कंपनी ये क्यों बात कर रही है. But you have to understand career guidance, what we plan today or what we plan for the career today, वो future में ही implement होगा. That is essential for the future. और future में काम करोगे, that is work. So आज का जो topic है, we are going to discuss about the changing dynamics of work in the future. Of course, 2020 has been a roller coaster to say the very least. So how this changing times and how the changing trends in the workplace and how you need to adapt yourself for that particular change and the trends and the workplace environment and the way you work. Already work from home हम लोग देख रहे हैं. So firstly, of course, Sanjana ji is going to represent the social development sector, and Mr. Sen is going to represent the job side of things, and Aditya is going to represent the entrepreneurship side of things. और जितना मेरा limited experience है, I'll just throw in a little bit of self-employment or a hobby part-time employment or a freelance with the limited experience that I do have. So firstly, I want to start off with every one of you. अगर आप introduce कर सकते हो, give a little bit of context to the particular area you are representing, and to the audience. For audience, if you can type in the comments in which sector that you work and what is the kind of environment you're working in right now, today. So please do that. Firstly, I want to start off with Sanjana ji. Yep.
Thank you, Samant. So, good evening, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be here again and discussing about career with you because sometimes at this time especially बातें इतना समझने का टाइम नहीं है क्योंकि एक्शन ओरिएंटेड चीजें ज्यादा हैं और समय भी थोड़ा ऐसा है कि चर्चा करने का टाइम नहीं मिलता है पर अच्छा है कि हम ये टाइम ले रहे हैं और इसको डिस्कस कर रहे हैं तो अगर मैं अपने सेक्टर की बात करूं डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर जिसमें मैं काम करती हूँ कोविड-19 के समय पे काफी चीजें बदल गई हैं जैसे अगर हम पहले की सिचुएशन देखें और अब की सिचुएशन देखें तो हर एक सेक्टर नॉट इवन डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर खुद भी इट्स अ ब्रांच ऑफ अ लॉट ऑफ अदर सेक्टर्स लाइक वी वर्क ऑन हेल्थ हम एजुकेशन पे भी काम करते हैं रिसर्च भी होता है क्षमता वर्धन या कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग के काम होते हैं स्किल डेवलपमेंट का काम होता है काफी सारी चीजें हैं माइग्रेंट्स के लिए काम होता है और अभी वो बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गया है अभी वो एक फोकस एरिया हो गया है क्योंकि thousands family are there who like came back to their house but they are not prepared and equipped to stay here and develop themselves to the level a local person who was already living there was doing so स्कोप उसके साथ साथ स्कोप भी बढ़ा है और काफी हद तक इम्पैक्ट भी सबकी लाइफ पे आया है हेल्थ सेक्टर में ले लें या फिर कम्युनिटी प्रिपेयर्डनेस को ले लें कि वी आर नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड टू लाइक डील विद दीज काइंड ऑफ डिजीजेस और अभी तो कोरोना है और आगे जाके और कुछ भी हो सकता है पहले एड्स भी था कई सारी ऐसी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जो हम कम्युनिटी लेवल पे समझ के उसके लिए पहले से ही तैयार हो सकते हैं सो दैट इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी बिग एरिया ऑफ लाइक फोकस एरिया देन ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि इस प्रकार की कोई समस्या आती है तो जैसे अभी तक हमारा एक डिपेंडेंसी रहता था कि कोई व्यक्ति बाहर से आएगा हु इज मोर कैपेबल और हु इज मोर कैपेसिटेड देन द पर्सन हु इज स्टेइंग इन एट लोकल सो वो सिनेरियो काफी हद तक चेंज हो रहा है एंड देयर इज अ नीड एंड देयर इज अ क्या कहना है डिमांड साइड ऑफ गेटिंग building their capacity in local areas like people should be prepared to even if we are discussing about like systems thinking or some particular community approaches like participatory approach and there are many others so now there is a chance that we can equip those kind of resources locally and not depend on a person who is centrally available or centrally have a knowledge around it so that's also a very positive way of moving forward then also environment because previously हमारे पास अलग अलग चीज थी जिससे हम pollution फैलाते थे अब हमारे पास मास्क और ग्लव्स की संख्या भी बहुत बढ़ गई है तो अब उसके ऊपर किस तरीके से काम करें सब ढंग से उसको डिस्पोज कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे like this is one area but if that also creates a lot of pollution in our country it's massive and it's very huge so at the same time thinking on उसका disposal कैसे होगा and उसको हम किस तरीके से end तक लेके जाएंगे that is another area and if I'll not miss it then mental health is also something which is like impacting lots and lots of lives be it a community person who don't even like who are not able to recognize it as a problem and at the same time people like us who can recognize it but sometimes hesitate because of the stigma around it so it's also a very huge opportunity for the people like for every one of us to introduce this and make it a normal process at each level so in my sector's context I think that the future looks very opportunistic and very optimistic if we try to watch these kind of spaces with correct model of replications and correct model of scale.
Thank you so much, Sanjana. Of course, we'll explore more about the subtopics भी है. It's not just कि rural development मतलब बस गांव में जाके help करना वो that's not the thing. Bureaucracy भी आता है हर चीज़ें there are a lot of dimensions. We'll get into that. Now, Mr. Sen, if you can give context to your sector. Well, I mean, it's a job basically, and Mr. Sen has been working in a lot of different areas. So I think we have a king of all trades. So
No, actually, I have only one career. It's not a king of many trades or anything. It's basically, it's what you do. It's what a profession that you're doing. So that you can be an engineer as a profession. You can have medical science as a profession. You can have accounting as a profession, and that fits into different areas and different sectors, because everybody needs such skills and competencies. So what's going to happen is the organized sector, that's how we call it. The social sector, I suppose, looks at the unorganized sector, where people are not so organized. What do you mean by that? So organized sector means where you have a lot of laws, a lot of regulations governing it. As we speak, there are some 45,000 laws and regulations that govern the organized sector. That's humongous. Some of them are like 150 years old. Some of the laws are like 150 years old. That creates a lot of compliance issues and everything. So, I mean, that's what it is. So, in that, there is always a requirement for a lot of people to be employed, because work needs to get done. Production needs to happen, whether the production may be in services or in manufactured items, or even in agriculture. Interestingly, agriculture is not organized, which employs, I don't know what, 50-60% of the whole employment. And here, the way the work progresses is there are two types of work. So the people who are working as workers, they are governed by a set of laws. And I'm talking about the organized sector, not the unorganized, which Sanjana spoke about, actually. The migrant laborers are falling under the non-organized. So the organized sector has a lot of laws that govern them, and their payments are made accordingly. So there are 2-3 levels. So one is at the worker labor level. Then you have the junior officer level, the middle officer level, or the middle management. Then you have the senior management, and then you have the executive. So that's roughly the progression of any person in any of the jobs. So whether it be in the government, the public sector undertaking, or in the private sector, and over there, the way you start is right at the bottom, and you need skills from every possible area. So you need people who have engineering background, and especially core engineering, which is mechanical engineering, civil engineering. That's very much in demand, and that is something that you need to develop and build a country. And what we find is a very low percentage of engineers are coming out of those sort of disciplines. Not that they are not, but they are. Then you have a requirement for finance and accounts. You have a requirement for psychology, that's in HR. You have because they need to understand what human behavior is all about, and that's going to be very important as we go forward. The understanding of human behavior. And then you'll need people with skills of marketing and development and sales. Then you will need people who understand risks and how do you do governance. You also need people who are able to do a lot of IT work. So that is, IT has got two parts to it. One is the hardware part of it. So you need people who understand the hardware, who can lay out the networking, whether it's a local area network or a wide area network, or even connectivity to the outside world through your internet and all that. And then you have the software. In the software, you have so many different disciplines that are there. You have programmers, you have testers, that's one part of it. You have database administrators, you have database administrators, and you have analysts in the business analysts. And so there's a huge plethora of jobs out there. Now the question is, A, do we have enough people to fill those jobs? B, are there enough jobs to absorb the people? It would be very interesting. And we'll discuss that as we go forward.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sen. And Aditya, entrepreneurship अभी सबसे ज़्यादा hit हुआ, I guess. transaction on hold, grants on hold, loans on hold, and whatnot. So, can you give us a context for entrepreneurship, and maybe even an insight into your friends who are entrepreneurs as well? उनके businesses की क्या status है?
Thank you so much, Samant, and thank you so much, Sanjana, for gracing the podcast with your presence. Thank you so much, Mr. Sain, for your insights, which we have the honor of listening to every day for about 99 days now. So that has been great. I think on my end, what I've seen is firstly, yes, entrepreneurship has been hit very, strongly, if I can say that. Reason being that obviously a lot of industries have, just been put to a halt, especially any industry that needed any physical intervening has literally come to a halt. So whether it was travel and tourism, whether it is hospitality or something related to, let's say, electronic vehicle manufacturing, can be anything. So can be any product related industry has suffered a major hit, especially for the past 2 to 3 months. And things are still slow to take time. They are taking time to develop. So even though the lockdown is slowly getting lifted, obviously people will be much more skeptical to step out unless and until they really need something very urgent. So yeah, it has hit. But I think, to be fair, not only entrepreneurship has been hit, but if businesses have been hit, obviously their employees have also been hit. So corporates are also going through a slow time, and so are, I think, people in the social sector. That's my take on it. But the good part is that we have got, obviously, it's not all good, but you have to look for positives in a situation also. So the positive in this situation is that you have got a chance to step back and take a relook at the strategy with which you were going ahead. And strategy does not necessarily mean the sales strategy. It can be the sales strategy because obviously that's needed to stay afloat in the market, but it is also the impact strategy, how you can impact lives better. How your customer is also suffering from a slowdown, and how you can adapt to these things to provide him or her with something that probably you weren't providing him or her before the lockdown, whatever your area of business is. So yeah, my friends keep discussing with me. Obviously, everyone has suffered a certain slowdown, and Mr. Sen very well, in a very nice manner, described two very major questions. I think those are going to be the highlight of this discussion. Firstly, are there enough jobs available to accommodate the number of people, the number of graduates we have, or the number of eligible employees we have? And secondly, are there enough eligible employees to fit into the job profiles that we need them to fit in? And my starting take on that would be that I think it's a two-edged problem, or a double-edged sword, if you can say that. Because at one end, obviously, we don't have enough jobs in many fields, right? So there are many fields. Let's say I'm from an engineering background, so I could see that core engineering branches uh, actually got very few placements in their own departments. They used to get placements in IT industry, business analysis industry, so something that they did not even study for. But it is also very true that that the generation of graduates that is coming right now is hugely unemployable. So, and these are numbers I'm talking about. I'm not talking about just my own experiences. So, 75% of the technical graduates are unemployable, and 85% of the general graduates are unemployable. This is not said by me. This is said by the MHRD report of 2014. So it's a double-edged sword, and how to deal with unemployability, I think, is something which is in our hands, which is in the audience's hands, which is in our hands, like how we can prepare ourselves to be more employable and to be more useful to the society. I think this is something we should definitely discuss, that how the future of work can be shaped according to what we have to adapt to, and according to what skills we can build to adapt to this pandemic and whatever is coming in the future, which we can predict. So yeah, that's my take on entrepreneurship and the future of work as a starting statement.
I want to add just a little bit about क्योंकि obviously pro bono is my full time job. वहाँ पे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. We are thriving. We are enjoying this time period. Speaking to great guests like Sanjana, Mr. Sen, everyone, and we are learning as well. So, but at the same time, I've been having a, I won't say part-time job, part-time source of income, or just a hobby that has turned into kind of a profession, which was streaming. And the thing is, yes, everything did slow down because the participants or the people who are involved actively in the process of streaming, the audience and the people who are streaming, they are also working class. They aren't rich people who are just like, okay, I'm just going to do this as a hobby. Everybody is trying to create an extra couple of hundred of rupees or dollars or whatever, just to make their lives easier. And money has stopped. The flow of money has stopped. Transaction have been blocked, or salaries have been cut and people have been fired. But if you could, like what I've seen is that if you can provide something of value even during these times, of course you need to provide something of value to the niche market that isn't affected as much by this particular virus. That goes to, I guess, the luxury market, the people who actually have a lot of savings in their bank, and maybe who enjoy, all of their income is passive. So if you hit that particular niche market, that audience, and you provide something of value, then people will put out money irrespective of what the situation is, in the world, regarding the virus and the lockdown and whatnot. And of course, but you won't probably earn 60 to 80% of what you used to, but things are going to move forward given that you transform yourself and convert your content or what you're providing into something valuable at the same time that can be showcased in a way that is adaptable to that particular situation, which is a lockdown. So if you can provide something of value and you can provide it to the right people that are in the niche market of yours, and I think it's possible. But having said that, डेफिनेटली कंस्ट्रक्शन लोग हैं या फिर डेली वेज लेबरर्स, वो फील्ड अभी तक दे आर स्टिल अफेक्टेड. मैं उस फील्ड में हूँ नहीं, कंप्लीटली बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट आई रीड इन द न्यूज़, सो मैं इस पर कमेंट नहीं करूँगा. बट ऑफ कोर्स वी आर लकी, एंड दैट इज मिस्टर सेन सेज व्हाट आर यू ग्रेटफुल फॉर टुडे. एंड एवरी डे आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ अस, हम लोग ग्रेटफुल हो सकते हैं फॉर द लग्जरियस लाइफ दैट वी हैव, एंड एट द सेम टाइम टू बी नॉट जस्ट having a decent life but also learning something at the same time to these podcasts or LinkedIn webinars and whatnot. So that's my not even $5, $2 on that. Now the next part I want to talk about is I want to get into is the nature of work, the current nature of work, which is work from home. अभी ट्रेंड वही चल रहा है, वर्क फ्रॉम होम. नाउ संजना, योर पर्टिकुलर केस जो कि सोशल डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर है, you work in the the very backward rural areas of MP, Madhya Pradesh, जहाँ पे टेक्नोलॉजी इज नॉट वाइडली अवेलेबल, जाके यू कैन कंडक्ट ऑनलाइन सेशंस और वो फैसिलिटी अवेलेबल नहीं है. सो दैट इज अ चैलेंज. एंड एट द सेम टाइम आदित्य, when we talk about education, we can provide career guidance, but we cannot give proper skill development through activities and whatnot through online classes, or at least not at the 100% level of what we can in person. So how did that affect, like current status of work kaise affect hua tha the last 3 months, in keeping in mind like work from home ya fir the lack of technology in the areas where we are trying to make an impact in? Firstly, if I want to start off with Aditya.
Very good question to kind of answer, because right now obviously the first thing that comes into our mind is work from home. But somebody like Sanjana or somebody like Vijaya who came to our podcast, I think on the 33rd episode, right? 33rd or 32nd it was?
32nd.
32nd, right? So people who are working in the social development sector, they have to interact a lot with people. I think it's upon the relationships that they build, the interactions that they have with people, the basically relating to the people. And it's also about, so let's say we are in education, so it's also about driving a lot of activities, because the students don't have the best of internet connection. So not all work in social sector can be done from home. Similarly, if somebody is in a science and research based field, then I think research is being compromised in science a lot because of the situation, right? The labs have closed down, so people are just writing their own manuscripts. So I think a lot of areas have many tasks or many pieces of work that have been hugely compromised on as of now. And I think we have to slowly and steadily come up with ways where we can maintain social distancing but can also maintain a level of physical interaction, because that is going to be needed if we want to. I'm not the expert on rural transformation that Sanjana is, and she'll be very well able to explain it, but I can, even as an outsider, I can say that probably she will need a certain level of physical interaction or a physical meetup with the people of the particular rural area she's catering to, which is, I think, Jhabua, right? So there are a few areas, like this of work where we have to maintain social distancing, maintain all the precautions, but slowly and steadily get down to the ground. And once the situation starts getting better, once the curve of increase in cases starts flattening and probably dropping, hopefully dropping, so that is when I think we should also start considering, a design of work where we can, do some physical meetups, and very minimal. So we don't need to travel for no reason at all. I think that's a very good thing that has happened, that we don't travel for no reason at all now. There are not useless flight tickets booked for a meeting which can happen on Skype. That's a good thing. But the second thing is, the physical interactions are needed, and it needs to be like 80% online, 20% offline, and only the very important pieces of work which cannot be done online should be offline. So I think that's my take on it. In entrepreneurship also, there are a few sectors which need this physical nature of work. They need to be there on the ground to manufacture certain things. Sooner or later that has to start, but this corona virus, I doubt, is going to go away soon. So we have to take precautions accordingly, hope probably for the next 1 to 2 years. So that's my take on it. Sanjana, if you would like to take it forward.
और guys, आदित्य रियल लाइफ में ग्लिच नहीं हो रहा है, बस नेटवर्क का प्रॉब्लम है. सो व्हेन यू सी हिम हियर एंड देन मूव हिज हेड ओवर हियर, तो ग्लिच नहीं हो रहा रियल लाइफ में. दिस इज द नेटवर्क, समथिंग वी हैव बीन डीलिंग विद फॉर द लास्ट 3 months. सो संजना, यस, सॉरी, बैक टू यू.
Yeah, so like you have said it rightly that some of the things are definitely affected, but it has, well, the thing is that वो बोलते हैं ना कि सिक्के के दो पहलू होते हैं. So जैसे अभी फ्लाइट्स बंद हो गए, सब चीजें कॉन कॉल पे होती हैं, तो मैं मोस्टली कॉन कॉल्स भी कभी कभी टू मच हो जाता है कि इतना भी कॉन कॉल नहीं होना चाहिए. तो हर चीज अब कॉन कॉल पे होती है, तो इसलिए अब ज्यादा होती है. सो लाइक अब आप किसी फ्लाइट के लिए प्लान करते थे तो आप एक दिन पहले सोचते थे, फिर चीजें होती थी, तो उसके लिए भी थोड़ा टाइम लग जाता था. बट नाउ इट कैन बी डन इंस्टेंटली. सो एंड एट द लेवल जहां तक हो सकता है, तो वो बिल्कुल है कि हर जगह पे प्रॉपर रीच नहीं है टेक्नोलॉजी की, और उसके वो एक हिंड्रेंस भी है. तो जब हम अभी भी जैसे बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम्स गवर्नमेंट की प्रमोट कर रहे हैं, एजुकेशन की भी, जहाँ पे टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से या यूट्यूब के माध्यम से काफी सारी चीजें बच्चों तक पहुंचाई जा रही है, पर डेफिनेटली उसकी कनेक्टिविटी 100% नहीं है, और वो ऑब्जेक्टिव भी नहीं है. जितने जहां तक लोगों तक पहुंच सके उतना पहुंच पाए. पर अभी भी एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि इस तरीके के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कैसे बिल्ड कर सकते हैं जहाँ पे लोकली लोग उस टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज कर सकें. ऐसा अगर इंटरनेट फैसिलिटी नहीं है तो हम क्या लोकल एरिया नेटवर्क किस तरीके से गॉज कर सकते हैं, जहाँ पे कि जो बच्चे हैं वो जो जितना अभी कंटेंट डेवलप हो रहा है लास्ट 1-2-3 महीने में, वो उन बच्चों तक कैसे पहुंच पाएगा. तो ये भी एक सोचने वाली बात है. और दूसरी बात ये भी है कि ये एक ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटी है जहाँ पे स्लो डाउन होना जरूरी भी है. मतलब बहुत सारी चीजें तो फोर्सफुली स्लो डाउन हुई है, जॉब्स गई हैं बहुत सारी, फंडिंग के चक्कर में. एक जगह पे है कि लोगों के पास स्किल नहीं है इसलिए नौकरी नहीं लग रही है, दूसरी जगह ये है कि स्किल है भी पर हमारे पास फंड नहीं है, तो फिर हम उस हिसाब से सबको जॉब नहीं दे पा रहे. तो दोनों साइड है. और स्किल डेवलपमेंट की बात भी करें तो इट ऑल्सो टेक्स अ टोल कि नाउ व्हाट काइंड ऑफ स्किल्स यू वांट टू डेवलप इन अ पर्सन, जो कि वो लोकल मार्केट को एडिक्वेटली सप्लाई कर सके. मतलब ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग अपने लोकल एरिया में ही काम ले सकें, और अगर वो बाहर जा भी रहे हैं तो वो उतने इक्विप्ड हो जिससे कि वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा अपनी इनकम जनरेट कर सकें. फिर वो मिनिमल कॉस्ट के लिए ना जाए. जो पढ़े नहीं है या जिन्होंने आज तक पढ़ाई नहीं की है, जिनकी मजदूरी ही एक तरीके की रोजी रोटी है, डेफिनेटली उनके लिए आगे वाले टाइम में प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकते हैं. बट अगर देखा जाए तो उनके लिए भी एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि वो स्किल से सेमी स्किल्ड होना चाहते हैं कि नहीं होना चाहते. सेमी स्किल से अगर वो अगली बार वहां पे जाते हैं तो एटलीस्ट जो जिस तरीके की प्रॉब्लम्स उन्होंने अभी आते वक्त फेस की हैं, या उनके पास घर नहीं था या कुछ था, एटलीस्ट वो वाला लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड वो नेक्स्ट टाइम जाए तो वो अफोर्ड कर सके। ये मेरा सोचना है। और साथ ही में ये था कि टेक्नोलॉजी और नॉन टेक जो हमारे 75 और 85% आंकड़े भी आ रहे हैं, दैट इज ऑल्सो कमिंग फ्रॉम अ वेरी स्मॉल अमाउंट ऑफ पॉपुलेशन which is kind of getting educated nice and getting graduates. They are doing engineering and whatnot, but most of the population still is not even close to that. So how the education system can take proper actions or proper steps, so that most of the people are getting graduate and most of the people are getting some of the kind of skills which can be developed in that kind of bachelor's and master's program. So yeah, this is what I would like to add in this.
Thank you so much, Sanjana. Mr. Sen, would you always say that you are currently working with 5 to 6 different startups, as a mentor and as an intern, as you like to say?
Not working with them, mentoring them.
Now, like as you say, interning with them and mentoring them.
No. On a serious note, I am mentoring them.
Right. So, Mr. Sen,
It is very different than working and being an intern.
Well, there's a trouble I've been facing every time I try to make a joke. Mr. Sen, Aditya, everyone tries to break down the joke. But Mr. Sen, from the fields that the startups that you're mentoring and the different fields that are trying to work in, and what are the challenges that you have seen them face, trying to adapt to the change immediately? I think it was overnight, having to change to the lockdown and trying to reach out to people through digital media and whatnot.
80% folded up. That's it. That's what happened. They don't have money. So what happened was, initially everybody thought, okay, it's going to be for 3 weeks. And they all had, some sort of people who were working for them. There were some people who were in technology, who were doing their platform programming, all that sort of things. There were some people here and there. They had to pay them. And they were looking at orders. And some of them, the orders never materialized. It didn't come through. Some of them could not pay anymore. They could pay for a month or 2 months maximum, and then they couldn't pay. And there was no cash flow coming in, because if you don't sell anything, whether it's a service or anything, it's not possible. Because, see, in the case of pro bono, it's different, because you could move very easily to the online or the virtual way of getting your work done. Now, that sort of thing does not exist with most of the other organizations. And they are more, there was one startup which I was mentoring they were supposed to launch their product in April. So they had got everything done. They had invested a lot of money, and they had done all the, and so it was in the beta run, and they could not. So what happened? They could not. So there were some issues left. So now they're now again looking for people who will come and complete that product. There was another startup which was also doing a lot of things. They were already in the beta run. There were some people who were using their, their product. And these are all tech products. But then after this thing came about, and this chap asked, he raised a question in a public forum, that, look here, guys, I don't have enough money to continue anymore. What do I do? And all the great investors and venture capitalists that were there in that forum, I was participating. So they said, I think this is a good time to put your idea into a freezer. So that is the reality. There's no running away from the reality. Whatever dreaming we can do. And if we run away from reality, then we are doing ourselves a disservice and the people, because remember, at least one of them had a full family depending on him. And you guys don't have a family, that's okay. He had a wife and he had children.
Right.
There was another one who had married. who had just married and was about to start a family. So it's not very easy. One of the startups, they could not sell anything. They had 20 people employed, so all of them left. So then they sort of repositioned. That's the right word, yeah. Repositioned themselves to create or to manufacture PPEs, protective equipment. And I don't know then what happened to that. But what happened was they lost their dream. So it is very difficult. But is there hope? There is hope, but we need to be very imaginative with it. And I think that is going to be one of the biggest skills that we need going forward: imagination and creativity and resilience. So the question is, what did we do for the last 100 days? How did we build ourselves that once we are back to whatever the next phase is going to be, how well are we prepared to deal with it? So these two skills are extremely important going forward. Imagination, because we cannot look at things the way they used to be. It's totally different. And even the skill set required is now very different. And the other thing is how good or how well we have utilized the time in building ourselves up. What strengths have we developed? Given the cash flow cut that is there. People who are working in multinationals and other companies have taken anything between 30 to 50% cut salary.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sen. We do have a few comments from the audience. The question I asked is, what are you doing? Like, where are you working right now? And what is the status of the work you're doing? So firstly, we have a comment from Akash Srivastava, who says, hello, this is Akash Srivastava. I work with SEVA, which is Self-Employed Women's Association, as a manager. I work on women empowerment, social finance, and rural economic connectivity. Akash, we would definitely love to hear the problems you're facing within the last 3 months. And abhi thoda open up ho gaya hai. I mean, I wouldn't say opened up fully. Lekin, how do you see you're going to take things forward? And so that maybe people who are watching, they may get some ideas and learn from you as well. And if other people do share their own strategies, everybody will learn. ये situation ऐसा है, इसमें experience for 40 years या फिर just a fresher, doesn't matter. As Mr. Sen said, creativity and the imagination power to think of new things and to implement them, and the skills to implement them. That's all that matters right now. And we have a comment from Ashish Kumar Singh, who says insurance and banking system has been moved online completely as never seen before. This will affect jobs for field or collection executives. And Anita ji has a comment, and Sanjana, this is for you. Hi Sanjana, I have some women empowerment based work. It would be good if we can work on that together.
It will be great. Like, it's all about collaboration, and I also feel that the few things which I have said before, कलेक्शन जो क्रेडिट कार्ड्स के लिए काम करते हैं या फिर जो कलेक्शन के लिए काम करते हैं, नहीं, जॉब्स नहीं जाएंगी. For a time being, it can go like for a moment when company is also not making profit. Definitely there might be some chances of losing jobs, but it will not be forever. Definitely, because the kind of country we are, it's very massive, and reaching out to the people who are like so far away from the connectivities, except human beings living there, no one else can go. Even technology haven't reached there properly. So the jobs will definitely not go. They will definitely revive once again. But that's but the other side of seeing it is that technology, people who are working in tech related firms are also trying to like making them equipped with a minimal cost available. Like even through this, the small phones which most of the people right now also have, that Nokia old phone, which we kind of find it shameful carrying it nowadays. But yeah, most of the people are using it, and most of the things they are receiving through messages or through some kind of voice messages, so that they are also very well equipped with the knowledge transfer happening in the country. We always struggle in balancing two things, and here also it's a kind of imbalance. But definitely the positive outlook is that people, we should not, the scary part, not a positive part, the scary part is that we should not make it a mindset that people will not be involved in job in the coming year or in the coming months. Because if we create that kind of mindset, then human capacity has like massive capacity to design everything which doesn't require human beings. But definitely taking that in consideration, we can always think approaches and different ways of how we can utilize that potential in another kind of work, which can smoothen the processes and which can smoothen the entire system. But without human being, it's not possible.
I agree with Sanjana totally. Because jobs, I mean, an entrepreneur, employed person is also in a job. So job is anything that where you do something and in return you get some income back. So that's also a job. And I agree with Sanjana. I mean, people will have to work. It's not that people will all stay at home and the work will get done automatically. It will not happen. And I know the very remote places that Sanjana is talking about. I've been there myself. Where it takes a sack of rice to reach, it takes them 2 days. So forget about internet and all that. It's just not there. And the other thing that brings to my mind is what we also need is a blended approach. So a blended approach between digital, wherever it's possible, and a human thing. I mean the person as a human being, you know. So there has to be a blended approach, and that's where imagination is going to come in. So 3 things we are now come up with is imagination, resilience, how well we are prepared, and a blended approach.
Right.
yeah.
I think the blended approach is very important. Like, how much do you want to balance it online plus offline? And how much are you ready to adapt? Because I recently read a news, I think all of you must have read it. There is this school headmaster in Jharkhand who, because his students did not have the mobile phones which he required them to have to conduct online classes, what he did is he set up loudspeakers at different areas within the village, and now classes are being conducted for 2 hours daily, and the students are actually coming close to those loudspeakers and taking notes and all, and they also have somebody to help them with the notes and classes. So I think this is a great model of Jugaad innovation, if you can call it that, and I think this is the kind of imagination and blend that we are talking about. And one more thing which I think also can strike up a huge debate, and people in the audience can also comment. Samant, you can also let us know what your feeling regarding this is, right? So today I think if we can crowdsource some ideas, there we overrate artificial intelligence, and we can have all the 3 of you give us views on that. I think Sanjana has already given her view that when we go to rural areas, even I have personally seen that digital literacy is still to be achieved to an extent where we can say that okay, people from rural areas can easily join a Zoom call or can be sending emails. I think that is still to be achieved, but that is pretty close. We are pretty close to achieving that. So with the kind of technology access we have, in a majority of a country, we still, I think, overrate artificial intelligence a lot. That is my take on it, because from 2012 we have been saying that robots are coming, but still I can see that there are students who have issues with filling a Google form, a quiz in the form of a Google form. So I think we read digital literacy first, and then AI, can actually step in at scale. So for a long time, I personally believe it is not replacing jobs. But again, you can have different views on it. So please express that, because we're all trying to kind of, have a plan for a future which is pretty uncertain. And as Mr. Sain said, it is a fixed set of fundamental principles that will help us hold our own, whatever the future is, whether it is as per what we predicted, as per what we did not predict. So I want to know all of your projection in that sense. And secondly, I want to know, Mr. Sen said a very interesting thing. It's a reality that many things, many jobs are or have been taken away, or many jobs have been asked to take a sabbatical. And it is the reality. Now, in this situation, how to decide whether to go on with what I am doing right now? So, let's say I'm in travel and tourism. Obviously, travel and tourism is suffering from a slowdown. There's no escaping that. But how quickly is the situation going to restore itself? Until then, can I survive? How do I take that decision whether to pivot or whether to stay there, Mr. Sen?
No, this is, that's fine. Tourism is fine. But I'll go back to what Sajjana said. People have lost their jobs, and the hardest hit are the migrants.
True.
Let's not run away from there. The numbers and figures, I don't know what is the figure. It can be anything between 75 million to 150 million. And we're talking big numbers. Very, very, very large numbers. They have lost their jobs. That's why they're walking home. It's not about you and me. We are at home. We are at our own home, enjoying khana pina.
Yeah, we have a privilege. That's what someone talked about.
Of course, we are all privileged.
True.
But, we have not lost our jobs.
We haven't. Very true.
We are not walking back home with our wife and children and everybody. Right? So we need to look at the people who have lost the jobs as the people who are actually on the roads getting back home. What happens there? Do they go back? Do they get a job where they have come from? What is it? Now we know that by geography, because it's not possible to create jobs everywhere. It's not possible. It's a fact of life. And that's how things work. Anyway, going forward, what is required is, I think, a relook at a few things. The first one is productivity. We as Indians, we are not productive enough. What is productivity? Output divided by input. So we can work that 10 hours a day, but the output that comes out at the end of 10 hours a day is perhaps 2 hours or 3 hours of work. So that we need to look at. The second thing, I don't think we need to work so long hours. I think we need to go back to a shorter week. And Air India, okay, people might say, oh, that's a lousy company, but they have come up with a scheme. They have said work 3 days a week and get 60% of your salary. Makes a lot of sense.
True.
But what it does also, it creates extra capacity when you go forward to employ for the remaining 40% of the time for new employees. You're creating job opportunities. That's the imagination I'm talking about, You don't have to work that 9 hours into 6 hours all the time. You work 30 hours a week. Get paid accordingly, of course. Give somebody else the opportunity to work another 30 hours and get a payment as well. That's one of the things that is a possibility of, generating jobs. The other one is, Aditya, you talked about the tourism, right? Now, in this sector, they are highly trained. I'm talking about the organized sector, the people who work in hotels and airlines and all these places. They're highly trained.
Right.
They're extremely well trained in health, safety, environment, and people care. Going forward, these sort of people are required to reach the rural areas or wherever they're coming from to actually provide care to the people there. They can be redeployed to train your rural people because they know exactly what to do. They know how to handle a crisis. They've been trained. Air hostesses, they are the best trained in the world to handle a crisis.
True.
They know exactly what to do, when to do, how to do. They're authoritative, they're nice, they're extremely good in communication.
And
So
they're
they
calm and
can be-
composed when the situation actually strikes and don't start panicking like many of us do.
Yeah, they don't.
Don't.
And they all come from, remote rural areas and villages and all. Many of them do. And they work in this industry. They are not without a job because we don't know when it's going to restart. They can start training people back in their own home, around their home, and help them complement the healthcare system, which needs lots and lots and lots and lots of people.
I think that's a very good
Is that-
idea. And in fact, yes, Amit.
I wanted to talk about the AI aspect of what you touched, and मैं एक anecdote बताऊंगा, एक छोटा सा story which actually happened, and Aditya भी जानता है, he was there with me at the time, and I think Sanjana can maybe react to this story because she has a better view of the rural situation in India. मैं गांव गया हूँ, वो पर्सनल काम के लिए गया हूँ, कभी 1 या 2 बार गया हूँ, लेकिन I have no idea. I don't claim to know about or understand what you're coming through. I can empathize, लेकिन I don't know. So I won't comment about that. So Sanjana, if you can. So there was a particular ideathon, एक ideathon competition था. I won't give the exact details. But then the ideathon basically was to get college, final year college students, जो कि maybe want to do an internship at the company, or those who want to get an employment or even build their skills. So the group that I was in, we received a topic as to natural disaster management. Like, what is your innovative idea for natural disaster management? उन्होंने किस बताया नहीं, is it rural, is it city, urban, कुछ नहीं. You just, how do you manage? So after a little bit of contemplating, तो एक idea मुझे आया, why don't we use shortwave radios? Shortwave radio, जहाँ पे as आदित्य ने बताया, जो देसी जुगाड़ for the principal जो अपने students को सिखा रहे थे, using speakers, तो वही speakers why don't we हम लोग गांव में लगा देते हैं at certain locations, और shortwave radio के द्वारा misinformation ना होने के लिए all these speakers are connected to a local hub that is going to be run by a person or two, maybe a youth who is actually good at technology, or that local hub is going to be directly connected to the CMO, which is the Chief Minister Office, जहाँ से पूरे गांव में आपको रियल टाइम इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगा डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द CMO, ताकि ऐसा ना हो कि CMO से मिनिस्टर से MLA, वैसा पूरा टाइम डिले होगा नहीं, तो एक डायरेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन आ जाता. सो दैट वाज ये. इसमें कोई टेक्नोलॉजी, नया टेक्नोलॉजी कुछ है नहीं. यू डोंट थिंक अबाउट AI, क्योंकि इट इज ईजियर एक स्पीकर सेटअप करने में जो कि रेडियो के द्वारा चलेगा, ना कि हर एक घर पे एक स्मार्टफोन देना और उनके लिए एक अलग से टावर लगवाना, और फिर हर गांव के लिए एक टावर लगाना, और फिर हर फोन पे ऐप लगाना, जैसा आरोग्य सेतु है वैसे हर एक फोन में ऐप लगाना कि अच्छा जब कैलेमिटी होगा तब आपको फोन पे मैसेज आएगा. व्हाट इफ द बैटरी डाइड, पावर कट हुआ गांव में 2 दिन से और बैटरी फोन चार्ज नहीं कर पाया, तब क्या? तो उसके लिए ऑब्वियसली वो वाला आइडिया हमने पिकअप किया नहीं, क्योंकि अनफॉर्चुनेटली ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स दे वर लाइक ओके लेट्स इन्वॉल्व AI, ब्लॉकचेन, ये पूरे जो फैंसी टर्म्स है इसको इंक्लूड करते हैं आइडिया में. सो दे वेंट विद अ फैंसी टर्म. तो संजना, व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट दिस? आई एम नॉट सेइंग यू वैलिडेट माय आइडिया, लेकिन कीपिंग इन माइंड कि गांव में ये फैसिलिटीज अवेलेबल होते नहीं है, द मोबाइल नेटवर्क्स, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, या फिर पीपल नोइंग हाउ टू यूज अ मोबाइल, रनिंग एन ऐप. तो like keeping in mind this idea as an example, how do we reach them?
So, like you already said and touched the topic of what you said, sound radios. We
Using shortwave
India
radios for communication
shortwave.
through speakers.
Shortwave radios, yeah. So we already have like hundreds of community radios placed in India right now, which are very underutilized, not properly utilized. So there are already a lot of organizations having those community radios, and an organization who supports them and create this kind of awareness with state ministry and a lot of other stakeholders involved in this entire process of natural disaster management. Definitely it's a good idea, and that's an idea where it can reach out to masses, because when the calamity comes, sometimes network also goes, and so many things happen. So depending on something like this is already a misery on your head. So taking a safe side and taking a more effective side will always be a good idea. So I think that we can definitely this is like, again, this is also an opportunity where community radios can be a very good resource for each and everything, for education, for health information, and for a lot more spaces. Because when even YouTube is not accessible, we can create a lot of videos, but it will not reach out to the end, uh, which we imagine. And even if we download those kind of videos and send them through WhatsApps, again, it's a problem of space and a kind of phone people are using. So that's what I think, that when we think about rapid prototyping and systems thinking, sometimes we also restrict ourselves to a limited ideas. And we and जैसे गांव में बोलते हैं, गांव में बहुत एक चलन है, ये कहते हैं भेड़ चाल करते हैं लोग, एक ने सोयाबीन उगाया तो सब सोयाबीन उगाते हैं, या जो फसल पड़ोसी के खेत में होगी वो अपने खेत में उगाएंगे. तो मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि सिर्फ फार्मर नहीं करते ऐसा, हम सब भी ऐसा ही करते हैं. एक आइडिया किसी को आता है तो वी डोंट थिंक कि इसके अलावा क्या कर सकते हैं, वी ट्राइड कि इसको हम कैसे कर सकते हैं, एंड वी क्रिएट आवर ओन कंटेंट इन द सेम डिजाइन एंड पब्लिश इट विदाउट थिंकिंग कि अच्छा उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव हमारे से फुलफिल होगा या नहीं होगा. सो कहीं ना कहीं वो एक बीच का जो स्लो डाउन वाला प्रोसेस होता है ना, कि अभी रुक के देखेंगे या अभी रुक के रिफ्लेक्ट करेंगे, वो हमसे भी मिस हो जाता है, इंक्लूडिंग माई सेल्फ. वो हम भी मिस कर देते हैं और झट से देखते हैं कि अच्छा वो आइडिया इफेक्टिव है तो उसको ट्राई करके देखो. पर इन दोनों चीज के बीच में एक रिफ्लेक्शन वाला स्पेस होता है जो हम कई बार मिस कर देते हैं. अब उस मिस करने का भी बहुत सारे रीजन हो सकते हैं, आई विल नॉट गो इनटू दैट, बट या if we can start reflecting on it, definitely we will come up with more innovative and effective ways where we can support the community the way they want to get supported, and not overwhelm them with information.
I think that's बहुत ही important point जो आपने बताया कि how do we help the community the way they want to be helped.
Very true.
Not कि हम अरे भाई AI घुसा दो, ब्लॉकचेन लगा दो इसमें, मतलब क्या मतलब है, जिसके पास स्मार्टफोन नहीं है,
उन्होंने बोला कि भेड़ चाल, तो हर कोई कर रहा है तो हम भी करेंगे टाइप्स, वो होता है.
जिसके पास स्मार्टफोन ही नहीं है, आप ब्लॉकचेन लगा के क्या यूज करोगे?
True.
सर्वर क्या मैटर कर रहा है जिसके पास स्मार्टफोन ही नहीं है? You just have to figure out a way that is going to help the person or anyone, person, the community, a group of people, whatever, कि उनको कैसे reach out करें in the way that they feel fit and what is available. Simple as that. And I think already we are getting close to the time. I think we already hit 7.
Can I insert a small thing in here and ask a question to Sanjana? Even though I am supposed to talk about things, but yeah, host अंदर का जाता नहीं है, so if I can ask a question.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, buddy. So, Sanjana ने जो बोला कि we need to, so Mr. Sen proposed a model in which we can shape the future of work very well, where professionals can be imaginative, resilient, and look towards a blended form of work. Doing kind of using different methods to make their work make that impact. Now, Mr. Sen also touched upon a point which is very interesting, and I think then we all talked about it a bit, which is our privilege. That obviously, the people who are watching this podcast, the people who are talking about this thing, we are all at a kind of place of privilege where we have the internet connection, we have enough electronic items so that we can reach out to each other, we can stream this podcast live. And even though that's not a bad thing to have, obviously we are making good use of it, I hope so. But at the same time, what about the daily wage professionals? What about the people who are working as laborers or जो लोग agriculture में काम करते हैं? So Sanjana, being from social sector, I think that is the sector which is working on all these aspects. So do you also want to put in a word for aspiring social sector professionals or current social sector professionals कि हम कैसे brainstorm करके साथ में मिलकर laborers के साथ में मिलकर किसानों के हम उनकी और help कर सके और वो हमारी help कर सके, because ultimately वही खाना हमारे प्लेट पर आएगा और वही बिल्डिंगों में हम रहेंगे जो मजदूर हमारे बनाएंगे. तो हम कैसे उनकी लाइवलीहुड को ज्यादा प्रमोट कर सकते हैं because of this situation which has stopped?
Okay, so there is a personal experience also and there is a general experience also. So personally अभी खुद भी हम मेरे ब्लॉग का नाम है पेटलावाद और ये झाबुआ में है, तो यहाँ पे भी कई सारे माइग्रेंट वर्कर्स वापस आए हैं. करीबन वर्बली off the record there are around 12,000 migrants who are from my blog alone. So we are also trying to understand कि वो जाते क्यों है. सो अलग अलग जगह का अलग अलग तरीके का माइग्रेशन है. हमारे यहाँ पे माइग्रेशन फुल मतलब डिस्ट्रेस माइग्रेशन नहीं है. डिस्ट्रेस मतलब उनके पास कुछ और ऑप्शन नहीं है, सिर्फ माइग्रेशन ही एक कारण है, वैसी वाली समस्या यहाँ नहीं है. यहाँ पे लोग सीजनल माइग्रेशन पे जाते हैं. तो एग्रीकल्चर होता है एक सीजन में, दूसरे सीजन में जब एग्रीकल्चर नहीं होता तो वो एक्स्ट्रा इनकम के लिए या फिर और पैसे कमाने के लिए बाहर जाते हैं और मजदूरी करते हैं या फिर कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम करते हैं, नमक की फैक्ट्रीज में जाते हैं, कई सारी तरीके की अलग अलग फैक्ट्रीज में जाते हैं. तो अभी जितनी चर्चा मैं उनसे कर पाई, समझ पाई, सब तरीके के लोग हैं. एक वो हैं जिनके so it also depends on a kind of work they were doing and the contractor they were working with. So जहाँ पे उनके कॉन्ट्रैक्टर के साथ रिलेशनशिप अच्छे थे, जहाँ पे उन्हें वो अच्छे से ट्रीट करता था या पैसे अच्छे से मिलते थे या फैसिलिटीज अच्छी थी, वो अभी भी वहीं पे वापस जाना चाहते हैं. क्योंकि वो वहां पे सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं रुकना चाहते थे क्योंकि एक जितना मैं समझ पाई इट वॉज ऑल्सो वेरी इमोशनल काइंड ऑफ थिंग दैट उनको ऐसा था कि हमें अगर कुछ हो गया तो हमें पराए देश में ना हो, वो हमारे देश में ही हो जाए हमें, और हम अगर मरे तो अपने घर वालों के पास जाके मरे, ये दूसरे देश में ना मरे. तो so many people said it to me कि हमें परिवार के पास आना था इसलिए हम वापस आए. Like I am not generalizing it still, but that's also a sense कि एक पैसे की प्रॉब्लम है, पर वो रुकना इसलिए भी नहीं चाहते थे क्योंकि वो वहां पे इतना कनेक्टेड फील नहीं कर रहे थे. तो इट इज ऑल्सो अ काइंड ऑफ स्पेस वेयर वी कैन थिंक कि हम अगर माइग्रेंट वर्कर्स बोल रहे हैं, एट द सेम टाइम दे आर ऑल ह्यूमन बींग्स एंड दे आर ऑल पार्ट ऑफ आवर सिस्टम. सो हाउ वी कैन मेक देयर living conditions better in our cities, in the places where they come to work, and how conducive we can make that kind of environment. That is one space. Another space is, from my blog, most of the people are agriculture based laborers and they do agriculture at their home, back at home also. So for them definitely it's an opportunity to learn new methods and modern methods of agriculture. They can sustain without going out of this block also, if they will get more income from the same land they are doing cultivation. So that is another area. And some of them were like skilled labor, जो मजदूर नहीं है पर वो मिस्त्री हैं, जो घर बनाने का डिजाइन वगैरह जानते हैं. बट उनके साथ प्रॉब्लम है कि लोकल एरिया में उनको वो डिमांड मीट नहीं होता. लाइक दे डोंट गेट वर्क 12 months a year. दे डू गेट वर्क 2 महीने मिल गया, 3 महीने मिल गया, बट 12 महीने का काम नहीं मिलता. तो उसके लिए भी उन्हें शहर में जाना पड़ता है. अब उसके लिए किस तरीके के एवेन्यूज हम खोल सकते हैं, बिकॉज लोकली इट्स काइंड ऑफ डिफिकल्ट, क्योंकि इतना डेवलप्ड अगर होता ही तो वो पहले भी बाहर नहीं जाते, तो उसको थोड़ा सा समय लगेगा. बट डेफिनेटली दीज पीपल आर द फर्स्ट वन. अगर यहाँ पर डेवलपमेंट जैसे जैसे बढ़ता रहेगा वो अपनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज लोकली सर्च करेंगे. दे हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ स्मार्टनेस, दे हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ नेटवर्क कि वो रुक जाएंगे. तो एंड द लास्ट वन इज विद द यूथ, जो एग्रीकल्चर नहीं करते या उनके मम्मी पापा का खेत है और वो इंटरेस्ट भी शो नहीं करते एग्रीकल्चर करने में. दे फील लाइक खेती बाड़ी नहीं करेंगे. तो फॉर देम देन द एंटायर स्पेस ऑफ स्किल डेवलपमेंट एंड अपॉर्चुनिटीज अवेलेबल फॉर देम comes up, and we definitely try to link them also with whatever existing pool of resources we have. Like we have in DDU-GKY, there are so many government schemes, DDU-GKY, Kaushal Vikas Yojana, then another one which is NSDC. So there are a lot more spaces. Then there are some job portals like Apna Jobs, which I have learned in last few days only, that these are the kind of spaces where they can get information related to jobs and new job opportunities based on their skills. So I think it's gonna be very struggling phase, because बहुत ज्यादा डेटा कलेक्शन हो रहा है, बहुत ज्यादा लोगों से सवाल पूछे जा रहे हैं, आप वापस जाना चाहते हो कि नहीं जाना चाहते, वो अभी वापस आए हैं। सो यही मैं स्लो डाउन वाली चीज बोल रही हूँ कि अगर हम थोड़ा स्लो डाउन होके देखें कि वो सेटल डाउन हो गए, तो इतने में बहुत सारे लोग वापस भी चले गए हैं। देयर वर सम फैमिलीज जो दूसरे स्टेट से पैदल चल के अपने गांव पहुंचे थे, एंड दे वर द फर्स्ट वन हु वेंट बैक टू देयर cities because पैसे पैसे नहीं है, literally they are vulnerable, they need money for their survival, so they went back at the जैसे ही अनलॉक शुरू हुआ, they were the first one जो वापस चले गए। तो उनके बारे में हम जानते ही नहीं है ज्यादा। अब जो है उनके साथ हम और क्या कर सकते हैं, that is something which we are also moving forward with, and how we can engage them with the opportunities we are already having. So we work with SHG groups, we work with federations. So how to invite those families who were not part of the federation before. So now we will link them with the SHG groups. We will link them with other government schemes. That is what. So we also have basic limitations. So whatever we can do in this kind of space. But if I talk about the country, and if I will talk about other states, it might not justify too much with my limited knowledge of working with migrants and agriculture. But yeah, there is a lot of scope to learn and unlearn, knowing that a person is also going like उसके जीवन में भी बहुत सारे बदलाव आ रहे हैं, तो उसको जानते हुए वो क्या सीखना चाहता है, क्या समझना चाहता है, उसका काम थोड़ा सा ध्यान से होना चाहिए। मतलब बहुत भागा दौड़ी के साथ हम वो डिसीजन नहीं ले पाएंगे, उसके लिए थोड़ा समय चाहिए, उसको समझने की क्षमता चाहिए। तो दैट इज व्हाट आई थिंक, एंड इन माय ब्लॉग डेफिनेटली वी आर आल्सो ट्राइंग टू मूव फॉरवर्ड विद दिस काइंड ऑफ थॉट ओनली, एंड देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ अदर villages and other areas जहाँ पे डिस्टेंस माइग्रेशन होता है। सो आई कैन नॉट टॉक अबाउट देम बिकॉज वहाँ पे वाटर अवेलेबिलिटी बहुत कम है। आई डोंट नो व्हाट द फैमिलीज go through in those kind of spaces. I'm still talking from a privileged space and from a privileged community, but this community is also not comparable with the others जो और भी ज़्यादा vulnerable है। So definitely there might be other good people who know about them and they work with them, so they might justify this answer.
No, actually, that's a very enlightening answer according to me, because and I want to really thank Mr. Sen and Sanjana for raising this topic, because होता क्या है कि जैसे मैं चैम्बर्स का नाम नहीं लूंगा, लेकिन हम बड़े बड़े एसी चैम्बर्स में जाते हैं, नॉट एसी चैम्बर्स लाइक दीज आर चैम्बर्स होस्टिंग सो कॉल्ड पैनल डिस्कशंस, और अच्छे होते हैं मोस्टली। बट कभी कभी क्या होता है, whenever I see any discussion about the future of work, तो हम हमेशा उन्हीं की बात करते हैं। और यहाँ पे भी पर्सनली I was not thinking too much about the people who have lost their jobs from the labor field or from the agriculture field. But I think when I thought about them, so मेरे को लगा कि हाँ, इस बारे में भी I should think. And I think that's a learning outcome for everyone, whoever is watching and whoever was thinking about it. Kudos to you. Whoever was not thinking, now you know that we should think about it as well.
आदित्य, about what you said, कि हम लोग अपने एसी चेम्बर में बैठ के पैनल डिस्कशन करते हैं या फिर वी आर एट अ position of privilege. I think it's not something to be ashamed about, being in this position. It is a good position that we are in. We are grateful for it. But ऐसा नहीं है कि दुनिया में ऐसे लोग हैं जो कि दिन में एक बार खा रहे हैं, मैं 3 बार खा रहा हूँ। इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप अपना 2 बार का खाना आप नीचे रख के एक ही बार खाओ। नहीं, यू ट्राई टू थिंक अबाउट कैसे उनको भी 3 बार खिला सकते हो। ऐसा नहीं कि आप कम करके खा रहे हो, बट यू ट्राई टू गिव देम द बेटर लाइफस्टाइल दैट यू आर एक्सपीरियंसिंग। वो पॉइंट होना चाहिए, ना कि खुद को अशेम फील करा के अरे भाई बहुत पैसा है, गंदा फील हो रहा हूँ मैं। That's not the point.
नहीं, true. I think एक बहुत अच्छा ऑडियंस कमेंट भी आया है इस पर, and this is from Akash. So he says, just a thought aligned with Sanjana, we should focus more on community-based economic approach rather than experimental so-called intellectual solutions. We have all the solutions already available between the communities. So I think ये बहुत ही अच्छा कमेंट है, also putting more light on exactly सामन जो तुम कह रहे थे कि from our position of privilege, the best we can do is, especially people who are aspiring to be in the social sector or people who are aspiring to do anything, how we can work with the communities so that सब कोई साथ में चले. Yes, Mr. Sen.
The privileged sector or the privileged people have taken a beating. the class 10, class 12, first year, the final year students of graduation, they have not been able to give exams. They don't know what their future are.
True.
It's gone. It's no longer what it was before. You got a 95%, you got into engineering college, you became a graduate, you're privileged. But the guy who got a 95%, who was aiming to get a 95%, he cannot or she cannot because exams have been cancelled. Privileged, very privileged. Privilege has been snatched away. So, yeah, I mean, we are looking at something which is totally different that's happening. Huh?
Yeah, there are a lot of challenges across, I think.
You need a whole lot of imagination. And if you try to think of solutions traditionally, पहले जैसे होता था तो वो काम नहीं करेगा. And what Sanjana said is very important. People are going back because they want to not die in a foreign, strange land. They want to die surrounded by their family, friends, and community. You don't know how important that is to a human being's life. It is perhaps the most important thing a human being can ever aspire for.
Very true. So I think whoever is watching this, there has been a lot of insight, which I have learned personally. There's a lot of community inclusion which we need to think about if we are working in any sector. And there are multitude of ways to ensure that from your place also. So there are fundraisers going on. If you can contribute to that, please do. अगर कोई form of श्रमदान आप कर सकते हो, which is kind of working for the benefit of a few people who can in the future benefit you, please do that. So yeah, whatever you can do to help out the community and help out any community, to encounter a challenge in a positive manner, I think that would be great.
I'll just take out what Sanjana said. Sanjana said the migrants, they are skilled workers. They migrate because not of distress, but to earn money in low season when there's no work in their hometown. They do not need relief material. What they need is, they're very proud. They're proud people, they earn. घर में खेते बाड़ी करते हैं तो भी जब when the harvesting season or whatever is not there, they go outside to earn money. The skilled laborers who are masons and carpenters, they are very proud people. We cannot demean them by giving them handouts. You have to empower them to earn.
True. And we have to do that together. So I think that is also a big part of the future of work. And yeah, with this, I think Samant is itching to.
Sanjana wants to.
I just wanted to add this thing when Sen started talking about the dignity part. So when we talk about technology, why we have struggled so many years to introduce technology in scavenging jobs? We are not doing it because we are making it a caste-based this work, and we are not putting a lot of efforts to make it technology-based rather than human-based. And at the same time, we are equally okay by dignifying poetry, we are dignifying agriculture and other stuff. So we need to think in this dimension also. Like whenever we talk about vulnerability, it will keep increasing, and we can go deeper and deeper to raise issue of vulnerability and dignified jobs. That is something which we can think that where we should initiate technology effort, where we should not force technology too much, and make it a balance where things can go the way they are going. We can definitely work with it and not put a lot of efforts in putting a pressure that we should use technology and we can increase this kind of facility. But definitely we can think like someone said that giving gloves. So I was thinking that there are so many manual scavengers in Delhi, in Bangalore, in lot of other places. जहाँ पे उनको जब वो काम करते थे उनको ग्लव्स भी नहीं दिया जाता था, उनको कोई प्रोटेक्टिव मेजर्स नहीं दिए जाते थे। आज सबको दे रहे हैं। आज इतना जब खुद पे आ गई है तब हमें लग रहा है कि सबकी जिंदगी के लिए ग्लव्स और मास्क और ये सब चीजें बहुत जरूरी हैं। तो जब वो रोज इस तरीके की हालत में काम करते हैं, वो गटर में होते हैं या फिर वो नालियों में होते हैं, तब उनको कोई ग्लव्स नहीं देता। वो अपने हाथ से काम करें। मतलब in each and every scenario, there is a need to think what we are doing and what we are trying to think from a human brain's capacity. हमारे पास बोलते हैं ना कि सबसे ज्यादा दिमाग हमारे पास है, पर हम लगा कहाँ रहे हैं और हम किस चीज में क्यों लगा रहे हैं। एक अगर सवाल सब एक दूसरे से पूछने लगेंगे शायद तो बहुत सारी चीजें सॉल्व होंगी। क्योंकि मुझे पर्सनली ऐसा लगता है कि ये सवाल हमने पहले क्यों नहीं पूछे। बहुत लोग देखते हैं कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स के जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मोस्टली चीजें कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स के ऊपर डाल दी जाती हैं कि कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स ऐसे हैं, पर कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स भी ऐसे क्यों हैं? एट द एंड वी कैन नॉट ब्लेम देम बिकॉज दे आर ऑल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर सोसाइटी। दे आर मे बी हो सकता है मेरे ही कोई रिश्तेदार कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हो या आपके ही कोई रिश्तेदार कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हो जो सेम चीज कर रहे हो, पर हम उनको कभी सवाल पूछते भी नहीं है कि वो ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं। तो मूविंग फॉरवर्ड अगर हम प्रोटेक्शन को एज अ नॉर्म बनाते हुए इन चीजों को ध्यान में रख सकें, या टेक्नोलॉजी को बैलेंस करने के लिए हम किस तरीके के सेटअप्स बिल्ड कर सकते हैं, 2-3 चीज अगर हम इस प्रकार की सोसाइटी लेवल पे भी ला सकें और काम कर सकें, तो there is a lot of potential to reimagine our society itself during the corona time. वर्क स्पेसेस तो काफी ज्यादा रीइमेजिन हो ही रहे हैं, पर हम सोसाइटी को भी रीइमेजिन कर सकते हैं कि हम कैसी चाहते हैं। क्योंकि एक बार लॉकडाउन ओवर हो जाएगा वापस सेम चीजें आ जाएंगी। तो हमने 3 महीने क्या किया, तो इस पे भी है
हमने 3 महीने क्या किया। We should each ask ourselves, not anybody else. Stand in front of the mirror and ask your reflection, what have you done in the last 3 months?
Right, thank you so much, everyone. Dr. Rohit Kaul is in the chat, finally, after so long. Dr. Rohit Kaul, good to see you again, albeit at the very end of the podcast, but good to see you again. And yeah, so I will make अभी quotation मेरे दिमाग में आ रहा था based on today's discussion. मैंने कुछ लिखा नहीं है, so this I might paraphrase in between as well. So this could be, here it goes. I do not need to change the world. I do not need to change the world. I need to change one life and create a butterfly effect. And with that being said, firstly, all the audience members, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the questions, comments, and insights. And Mr. Sid and Aditya, thank you so much for your input. Aj, you were the guest, so thank you for participating in my podcast. And Vinayak for streaming. And of course, most importantly, Sanjana, thank you so much for coming back to our podcast and giving us that much needed, jo rural perspective hai, that I don't think we are qualified to speak about it. We don't have the experience or the perspective to answer that side of things. Thank you so much for giving us that perspective. So guys, stay home, stay safe, wash your hands, like and follow our Facebook page, and turn on post notifications to get notified when we do go live. 2 din bache, and you absolutely do not want to miss tomorrow's and day after's podcast. Absolutely. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch our videos on entrepreneurship. And we'll see you tomorrow at the same time with another guest. Take care now. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.